I'm Pat Collins, and welcome to Spotlight on Broadway. I'm here at Sardi's with the co-stars of the hit Broadway musical, The Band's Visit, and it is a major hit. Are you surprised it's a major hit?
Yes.
Well, you were in the Atlantic Theater Company's production off-Broadway, so you didn't expect that it would transfer to Broadway? I mean, you were all probably hoping, but you didn't expect this?
I think you're always hoping.
Yeah, hoping, but we had no clue. I mean, we never had a workshop level, which is something that typical shows do. So our workshop was in New York City.
At the Atlantic Theater
Right,
Company.
Right.
So in previews, we actually were paid overtime each and every day and canceled our first preview. So the show dramatically changed from the day that we started to the day that we officially opened, and we were flabbergasted.
Because those first couple of weeks were rough. I mean, we were finding the show in previews, in front of audiences, with the director, with our musical director, with our band, with everyone was finding it.
Right, sounds like root canal with the
It was painful.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I mean,
Yeah.
it was scary, and sometimes we'd have to go out there with new lines and new Hebrew. And if you don't speak Hebrew as your first or second or third or any language that you speak, it's a little scary.
People look at me because they say, "Oh, he's Middle Eastern. He must have known this dialect." I did not know this dialect. This dialect is foreign to me.
He speaks Hebrew.
And the way
you
that
speak Hebrew.
I speak Hebrew, and so the way that I actually learned the dialect, the one that I'm doing now, is through the help of a dialect coach and also the drummer, the onstage drummer.
Who's our secret weapon?
Who's our secret weapon? Who's on?
In what way is he the secret weapon?
Well, his name is Osama Farouk.
His name is he's the one person who's from Alexandria in our cast. And so he would come to the show and he would talk like that, and slowly I learned how to talk like that. And so that's where I really got the Khaled character, to be 100% honest. It's an impersonation a little bit.
Give me an example of one or two changes in terms of the, there were so many, I can see his eyes rolling back, but substantive changes.
I think one of the most drastic changes was sort of the integration of the musicians on the stage, and sort of whether they were going to play backstage in the pit or on stage. And I think that change really sort of catalyzed the energy and flow of the show, right?
It kind of cracked it for David Cromer, I think, the director.
Yes.
The story, it's five small stories, I would say. You have the story of Dina and Tawfiq. Dina is a cafe owner. Tawfiq is the general, or we call him the general, but he's the conductor of the Alexandria Ceremonial Police Orchestra. They're a band from Alexandria. They go to Israel to play basically an exchange concert. That's like how I like to think of it. And they go to the wrong town.
Right, and it's all your fault.
It's all my fault. It's all my fault.
Explain about how the mix-up happens and they get on, going to the wrong place.
First of all, it's not all my fault. I just mimic our band leader badly. But
He does what he's told.
Okay,
So yeah, no, we arrive at the border, and Tawfiq, the character who is the band leader, comes to me and he tells me to go get the bus tickets, because now we're at the border and the bus is going to take us to the town we need to go to. And
Theoretically.
Theoretically, right?
That's the
and the joke is that P in Egyptian Arabic is not a sound that they have. And so rather than say Petach Tikva, which is an actual town in
where they
Israel,
want to go.
where we want to go,
okay, right.
I use the word Beta Tikva, which is something that I think all of the orchestra members use, and I am a little less careful because the ticket booth girl is attractive to me.
And you're a flirt.
And I'm a flirt, and I get a little distracted. Yeah, so I'm
And
not
when she asks him to clarify, therein lies the comedy, I guess. And
yeah, that's where it starts.
Stick a pin in the map of the desert. Build a road to the middle of the desert. Pour cement on the spot in the desert. That's Beta Tikva. Welcome to nowhere.
Tell me about the audition process. If there was, where was it, and were you nervous?
his story's
Yeah,
really good.
I'll tell you my story. So, this is
your story too. Yeah.
well, both of our stories, but my
mine's
story is, well, it's difficult to talk about, because what I will tell you is that I felt like this show and this role was my ticket as a Middle Eastern actor, right? Because I'm auditioning for so many things that are not specific to or celebrating my heritage and my culture. And so there was a lot of sort of self-inflicted pressure to get the role, and that actually resulted in 7 auditions over the course of 9 months to actually get the role. It was something that my heart and soul knew I needed to get. And in between that 9-month span, I was auditioning for a lot of other things and not getting it. And I sort of think it was kismet or fate that this was the thing that I landed.
The dance, the dance. You see the wind that moves the trees is the algebra that moves your knees is written in her eyes. Her eyes.
He's spoken a lot about how he was auditioning for a human being rather than a terrorist.
This is a role that showcases, both of us have wonderful arcs. That's one of the wonderful things about our play. All the characters have arcs, but the other magical part of this show is that the story and that the characters can exist in any cultural context.
Yeah.
And that's something when you're an actor who's a minority like myself, a Middle Eastern actor, you don't often get the opportunity to do that. And so that was what made it so exciting and what I think made it so nerve-wracking and took so long to sort of crack.
Yeah, he's playing someone who loves love and loves music and loves women.
Right.
He's playing that
Which
guy.
is me, and the irony is that that is who I am as a human being, though I never contextually understood myself in that way in the business.
Because you never see
right, because I'm
yourself that way.
auditioning for
Yeah.
terrorist or sort of these sort of one-dimensional characters. So to audition for a 3-dimensional character in a role that celebrates my heritage was transformative.
Who is
and-
kind and helps people. That's
Right.
what's so
Yes.
beautiful too.
Yeah.
And,
Right.
and for me, I was doing something rotten when I found out about the audition.
Oh, I didn't know
and
that.
my agent was so excited because it was such a complete 180 from what we were doing in Something Rotten. And also when David Cromer asks you to audition for a play that he's directing, you say, absolutely, sir. And so I was excited to go in. I went in a couple of times and was cast. And I was excited because I'm playing a dad. And I usually play man boys, and so it's kind of nice. I still am playing a man boy, but it's nice to play a guy who's got adult responsibilities and isn't handling them with flair.
Middle Eastern actors are underrepresented on Broadway and in the theater in general. Will that change? Can it change? What does it take to make it change?
I think we're in the process of changing it. So it
Yeah.
changes. You know, we have a bold, daring producer, Orrin Wolf, who I think 8 years ago saw the film of which the musical is based on, and turned to his wife and said, "This needs to be a musical," and he sort of dared. And
He was the visionary.
right. But I think, like, you know, thinking of a show like Hamilton, for example, when a show that is as diverse as that show is ends up becoming financially successful, I think that's how we change it. Or even Black Panther, you know, talk about movies, a movie like that celebrates people of various backgrounds. When it succeeds financially, that's, I think, the way in, and it looks like we are succeeding financially in a way that is hopefully letting the world know that our stories are desired and worthwhile.
And commercially viable.
And
Yeah.
that's an
And
important
I
part.
think
Yes.
parents just have to encourage your kids to succeed, but succeeding doesn't always mean becoming a doctor or a lawyer. So I think immigrant parents need to encourage their kids, if they have passion for the arts, follow it, because there are paths that can lead you to a career in the arts.
Well, no, do you want to ask something else? I was going to say one last thing to add to that for me is that we are in the process of changing it by virtue of the fact that when I go to the stage door, there are Middle Eastern kids who seem to be inspired and now see
they
this
are. They
as
don't seem,
they
they
are inspired and they see this as a pathway for themselves.
Yeah.
And so by virtue of us having visibility on this stage, on this platform, it very well may encourage them to pursue interests that they may not have felt like was a viable option for them previously.
Yes.
Yeah.
John, what was your career goal as a teenager? What did you want to do?
Oh, I don't think I knew. I just wanted to have fun. That's what I remember. And I remember, but I grew up in a small town in northern Maine. When I got to college is when I really realized I wanted to do theater. And finally, my senior year, I did a play and thought, oh, I think I want to do this. And I kind of kept it to myself until I was actually doing it for a living, and then I told my parents.
You sort of, I guess Mom and Dad would have disapproved?
No.
No?
I just didn't want to worry them because I know that makes people worry when you say you want to be an actor. I think.
Why
no matter,
is that?
Because they think it's so much more uncertain than any other line of work, but I don't think it is. It's like running a business, and if you run your business well, you'll do okay. And if you have some talent, you'll be okay.
And what was your career goal, and what were you like in high school?
In high school, the first year of high school, I wanted to be a basketball player, and I learned very quickly that would not be the case. I had a friend who was like 7 feet tall and dunking. He was 15 years old, and I was like, this is not going to happen. And
He's pretty good, though. We played.
Not that, but so from that point, I actually switched to a performing arts high school inspired by an Alvin Ailey dance performance that I had seen with my mom in Berkeley, California, and trained to be a dancer. I wanted to be an Alvin Ailey. And then towards the end of my sophomore year, auditioned for a musical, Footloose, and was in the callback for the lead role and ended up playing the secondary lead. And the dance teacher, Alex Sanchez, who's a Broadway veteran, came to me and he said, you know, you could be a really good actor and a really good dancer. Actor and singer, but dancing is not your thing. And so that's what he said to me, and I'm grateful. I mean, now, you know. And so from that point forward, I knew that I wanted to act.
And how did you master your character?
We had a dialect coach, internal dialect coach in the Atlantic production, Jonathan Raviv. I just went to them and said, how's my Hebrew? And they'd be very honest. And until they were starting to say it was okay, I knew I was starting to make some headway. It was really great to get to revisit the show Uptown, because once we knew we were going to Broadway, I think we all got busy on our Hebrew, on our Arabic, on our dialects, and we all came in that first couple days of rehearsal, and I noticed that everybody had it.
For both of you, was there a moment in the show where you think, oh no, here it comes, that's sort of either a song or a dialogue that is, oh, there's the bump in the road. If I can just get over this.
It was always for me the song, because we had to sing we had our Hebrew, and then we have our Hebrew dialects,
Right.
and then we had a different dialect for when we sang.
You have to literally dissect. Each word is a negotiation.
Yeah, seriously.
About how much, in voice work they say roticity, how much R, how much R,
yeah.
roticity
Yeah,
is the word.
you've had tons of conversations about
because the Arabic R is flipped. And
the Israeli R, the Hebrew R is.
How then in singing are we understood? And so it's a really, really tight, meticulous negotiation that took a lot of time.
And there's nowhere you don't be.
And did Katrina and Tony have the same problems?
I mean, you wouldn't know it. I don't think you would know it from any of us. I just know that some of the Israelis sounded French at the beginning, because there is a relationship between the back of the throat R's. So we all improved.
Worst job you ever had while you're struggling and you're working your way up and you're building your career? What was the worst job you ever had?
I worked in a gym in the billing department in an office that didn't have any windows.
Boy, that sounds like fun.
And I would get yelled at all the time because the billing system didn't work, and so I would always have to answer people's questions about why their monthly billing was messed up. And so I would fix it and get yelled at all the time, and that's what I remember. And then I told people I worked at the gym, and they'd look at me like, no, you don't. I'm like, no, I do. I just don't train people. You know what I mean? I'm not a trainer.
Your worst job?
I'm thinking.
He's thinking. There were so many, we have to choose from one.
This is gonna really sound dour and ungrateful, but I think the worst job I ever had was just the 3 years out of school, just like auditioning every single day and not seeing an end to it, and just putting in, getting material, having like 48 to 72 hours to prepare it, putting your heart and soul into it, and sort of knowing that it's not gonna happen, and never knowing when that's gonna end. But it's also like
that's the hardest part of the job.
Right.
Yeah.
The being told no over and over and over.
Yeah, and theoretically, like I used to hear stories, like there was a story about Danny DeVito, and they said like he went to 100 auditions before he got one, and I remember being in high school and saying, yeah, like, all good. And then, what they don't tell you is that every audition has like the same guys, and there's one guy who keeps getting it and you don't, and then you just like, it's really hard to sort of stay positive and
Why do you think you stayed with it?
You know, I was like really close to moving back home. I was so disheartened after I think like the fifth band visit audition. I was just like, I can't do this anymore. And the answer is that I was gonna go work with my dad, and just a voice inside me said, "There's like I have to keep trying. Like, what if what if. I couldn't get the what if voice out of my head.
And were you the same way? Or did you have a point where you thought, oh, I can't do this anymore?
I don't think so. I don't know. I was definitely frustrated, but I felt like I'm not doing anything else. Well, I also moved here late. Like, I didn't even move here till I was 27. So I waited till I was ready because it was too scary for me in my early 20s. So I waited, and I think I was ready when I came.
What's the best career advice you would give young people out there who, like you, both of you were tenacious, you stayed with it? There are some other people who perhaps say, I will go back and work in Dad's law firm or my mom's accounting practice or whatever.
I would say, the first thing I would say is only if you're not acting, don't say you're an actor, because then you'll feel bad about it. So I would just say whatever I was doing. If I was teaching Shakespeare, I'd say I'm teaching Shakespeare right now. If I was working in the gym, doing billing, I'd say I'm doing billing. If I was working at a trade show at the Javits Center, I'd be like, I'm working at a trade show at the Javits Center. I would always be honest about that. And then when I was acting, I'd just be like, yeah, I'm an actor. But only when I was. And that way it would make me want to be able to always say, I'm an actor, So that's the first thing. It'll keep you hungry. And second thing is don't let your parents pay your rent. I think it's better to do it yourself, because if you can't pay your rent by yourself, then I don't think you'll be able to make it in this job.
Also, that's a sign of independence
I think
from
so.
Mom and Dad. Yes,
yeah,
right.
and then the third thing is just don't take no for an answer. People will tell you no all the time and say, you're wrong.
Yes, you're going to regret you didn't
Hire me.
put me in that
I think
role.
you have
Yes.
to.
Yes, right. And how about you?
Mine sort of relates to his. I think my advice would be that sort of at different stages of our lives, people sort of love to judge us and create ceilings for us. And those sort of judgments, I think, can cripple us.
Yep.
And I think my advice would be, in spite of your feelings and in spite of your negative voices in your head, which are going to be plentiful, just keep showing up and allow yourself to reinvent and to evolve. Because as a 13 or 14-year-old kid, there's no possible way that I thought that I would be sitting across from you 3 blocks away from a Broadway theater that I'm performing at if I didn't give myself permission to evolve and to sort of let go of some of the things and judgments that people had placed on me at the various stages of my life.
Did you rewatch the 2007 film, The Band's Visit, or did you stay away from it? Purposely stay away?
I watched it before I had the audition, just so I would know the world.
Okay.
And it was very helpful.
We're lucky in that it's not like from a movie to a play, it's a play with music, and so the fact that we get to express ourselves through song, I think really change the characters and make it so that I'm not sort of scared of replicate, right?
Right, because it's enough of a departure from the film that we don't feel bound by the film.
What feedback have you had from your friends? Either your growing up day friends or your friends who also were struggling actors at the same time you two were?
It's funny you should ask that. I have to give you an honest answer.
I want an honest answer.
Well, because it's so frustrating. I mean, my friends are like, yo, like, do they know that you're just playing yourself? And so I'm like, this took a lot of craft and a lot of effort, and you have no clue. But they're like, yeah, you're just like, so that's the feedback from friends, and so my inner circle.
That's so mean-spirited.
Isn't
Why
it?
I just put that on
Yeah,
the
my inner
table?
circle doesn't
Yes.
value it as much as I do, but my friends at the stage door who I meet or sort of fans, those are the people who reinforce that I'm doing something worthy.
How about you?
A lot
What's
of my
the
friends,
feedback?
well, a lot of my friends are theater people. They do plays, and so musicals aren't their favorite form.
Oh.
And so it's been really
What
neat.
does that mean, really? Is that sort of like a put-down?
I don't think so. I think it's just a preference of the way you like your stories to be told.
Okay, all right.
And I think that what they love is that this is musical theater. And so, and also the musicianship in this show is of such high caliber that I think the music in the show thrills people because it's played by pretty virtuosic musicians.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, right.
And my parents came recently, which is very exciting for the first time, and I'm so excited because they're my mom's a teacher, my dad worked for the power company, and my dad just keeps saying, he says, I just keep thinking about those relationships. It's just so interesting to see mature relationships, and he just loved that element of it, that it was about mature relationships on stage, and he felt like he hadn't really seen that in a while, and I thought that was really astute, and I was very impressed.
And how did you feel getting that praise from your dad about not only...
Great, because I thought he
Yes.
would be bored. I'm
You
not
did?
saying that's not.
Really?
I'm not saying that he would dismiss it as boring, but I thought he would be a little bored.
Why?
He loves thrill rides, I think, more in his shows. Like, he loves to be thrilled, and he loves massive production numbers, and that's kind of what he thrills in. You know what I mean? He loves that stuff.
Well, it's generational, maybe.
Maybe, yeah. But he really loved the intimacy. He didn't know that a musical could do that. To tell the story the way this is being told. He said he felt like he was actually watching a movie.
And how about your parents, their feedback?
Yeah, my mom, whenever she's here, like, sees the show every single day that she's here. My dad loves it, but the man he is, he says, you know, I love your song, and I want you to sing more. So, like,
My mom said, "You're in the dark when you sing your song. I want to see your face more." And that's such
it's
a mom
really
thing to
interesting
say.
the way, and I'm like, I have a solo on Broadway. Like,
Yeah, right?
Give me some love.
What do you think that the show has to say about the current Arab-Israeli relationship?
It doesn't speak to current Arab-Israeli relationships to me. It speaks to the fact that people are quite capable of getting along.
You know what, General? You can stay here with us tonight if you want to.
No, no. You have done too much already.
Okay.
I think what a lot of people don't understand is that Israeli culture borrows and is so integrated with Arab culture. A lot of times they don't see that. So my aunt was born in Yemen. She happens to be Jewish, and because of that, immigrated to Israel into an absorption tent for immigrants in Israel. And it's so funny because when I visit Israel, sometimes I'll go to like a Yemeni synagogue, and the way that my ear hears the music, the way that Yemenis chant the Torah is very, very similar to the Quran. And there was one time we were in the car and I was listening to that with her, and I said, "Can you not hear that the Quran sounds exactly like that?" She said, No, it's not the same. It's like that in Hebrew. But in this show, it's sort of this bubble. It's the imagination of the filmmaker. But I think it sort of highlights the fact that they really, really, really are similar. And so politically and religiously, there's sort of these divisions. But in fact, we're borrowing from each other so much. This show showcases the fact that these people, I think, are in fact very, very, very similar. Like the song that Katrina Lenk sings, Omar Sharif, she's singing about, and Kulthum.
Yes,
she's singing about things that Israelis have embraced.
Sunday morning, Kulthum.
Do you have a favorite song in the show?
It changes all the time. My current favorite is Poppy's song. Poppy Hears the Ocean.
Yes.
And he sings about what he's like when he deals with girls.
And what was
And
the favorite song 2 weeks ago?
I really was into the Welcome to Nowhere,
Oh, yes.
the kind of our opening number.
Yeah.
Right. And yours?
My favorite is Something Different, which is where I just think it's such a great, that's musical theater at its best, where the guy's sitting on a bench and we get to see all of her thoughts.
Yeah.
Explain to our viewers just briefly.
Yeah, so this is sort of towards the end of our main character, Dina and Tawfiq, and they're now in a park. Right, they're in a park
they're
at
in a
this
park.
point.
That's the Tony and Katrina Rose.
Tony and Katrina, and they're in a park, and
Their relationship has progressed
has
over
progressed,
the evening.
yeah,
There's
right.
some thawing. There's
Yeah,
some
there's some-
interest.
and she asks him to sing, and as he demonstrates his conducting, we hear her inner monologue, and she asks us, like, who is this man, what is he thinking, which is actually my favorite lyric in the show. And sort of she just sort of has this monologue that sort of crescendos and crescendos as she fantasizes about who he is and what he could mean to her.
And why he makes her feel something different.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's beautiful.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
It's very romantic.
And he doesn't
Yes.
hear that, so but we just see their relationship evolve, but we hear all of her thoughts.
Yes.
So.
Is this my Omar Sharif?
What do you do on your day off other than probably sleep and go to the grocery store?
Well,
Yeah?
catch up. Because if you don't do all the things you need to do on the day
Right.
off, you're behind for the week.
Yeah.
It's
Were
really-
you at 7 or 8 performances?
We're eight.
You're 8. I
Eight.
thought so.
And we pretty typically have a rehearsal once a week, so that eats up another day.
Oh, really? There's a quote, and I don't know who it's from, but it's something like, sometimes you have to get lost to find yourself.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that's part of what this show is.
Yeah.
On, don't you? In some
Absolutely.
levels, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And just how unexpected circumstances can lead you to a better place. Because, you know, we're all busy, we all have things that we think we need to be doing. And when
Right.
you're, you know, life's what happens when you're busy making plans, right? Isn't
Yes,
that what
right.
Ryan
Life is what
said?
happens when you're busy doing something else.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Mhm, yes. And you feel the same way? Mm.
Say it one more time. I just-
And the quote is,
sometimes you have to get lost.
sometimes you have to get lost to find yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's yeah, and I'm learning that. I mean, no, if I'm going to be honest with you, I'm learning that right now. I mean, the metaphor really extends into my own life. Like, this is my Broadway debut, and
Yeah.
a little lost, sort of navigating this very interesting, sort of explosive time. So yeah, I'm in the process of figuring that out right now. I don't think I have enough life experience to give you a decisive answer.
We'll check in another year. See what
Beautiful.
happens. Well, thank you both for being here.
Thank you.
The band's visit at the Ethel Barrymore Theater. You must see this show, these two incredible performances. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Once, not long ago, a group of musicians came to Israel from Egypt. You probably didn't hear about it. It wasn't very important.
I appreciate your being with us, and join us next month for another edition of Spotlight on Broadway.